I'm pleased to be joined by New Orleans Breakers wide receiver, Johnnie Dixon. Johnny, how you doing?
I'm doing good in yourself, man.
I'm good. We're going to get into your career at Ohio State. We're going to get into what it's been like for you to play 2 years in the USFL. But I need to start this off by letting everybody know that the first time I ever met Johnnie Dixon was at Sanford College. He's
Yep.
out there catching punts. He spots me. He says, RJ Young. I said, yeah, what's up? You know how to rile up them Ohio State fans, don't you? Kept it moving. Because at the time, backstory here, I was dunking on Ohio State because they lost to Oregon at home with the duck on the logo.
Yeah.
And I ain't let it go. And they ain't let it go. And I respect it. I respect it. But Johnny, before we get into that completely, you went away from playing in the South Division title game. You win this weekend against Birmingham. Y'all get Birmingham again in the exact same place on a bigger stage.
Yep.
So what's it been like in the lead up this week preparing for that game?
Man, we haven't been in the building just yet. We've had 2 days off, but I know when we get in there tomorrow, it's gonna be intense. Whenever you play, the Stallions for the past 2 years, they've been a really good team. So this one's not even I'm jumping to the Stallions, but just playing Houston this week, it's going to be big. We have to go out there and win it, no matter what the situation come down to. So it's going to be exciting, man. That's a good team over there. They got the really good running back. That dude's tearing the league up right now.
I mean, look, y'all got a pretty good running back too.
Oh, absolutely.
Like Wes Hills came to the league a little bit later in the season. I want to say week 2, he showed up. But what has it done for you in the passing game to know you got a dude back there that can not only run the ball, but can also catch it really well out of the backfield?
Yeah, what's crazy, when Wes came in, I didn't know how good he was going to be. Like you said, he didn't even play week 1. It was like, he was a mystery. They gave him the ball week 2, and that was all she wrote. But it's been amazing, man. He takes a lot off of all of us, from Sage to me, Jay, all the other guys. He's a really valuable asset, I would say, to the team.
Yeah, man, had 191 yards in that first game that I covered of the Breakers this season. Just outstanding what y'all been able to do. But it's also really encouraging for me to see Coach DeFilippo have this sort of impact on this franchise, because you played for Coach Fedora last year. You're playing for Coach DeFilippo this year. Is it both easy and hard to play for a man that is that emotionally invested in the game?
Yeah, I would say, like you said, it's both easy and it gets hard at times because he's really detailed. And when you're playing with a guy like that, you have to be a professional. And but that's what you expect in the sport. We come here with professionals, and he expects a level of professionalism. You have to stand up to the standard. And that's what it is. But he's also easy because the plays he draws up for us. Every man in the room that does a certain thing really well, he's going to draw a play up for you. And so that's a fun part of the game, I would say.
Seems like later in the year, you have really come on in a big way, right? I attribute a lot of that to you individually, but having a guy like McLeod Bethel Thompson, who was the guy from the word go, who's been playing football for such a long time, seems to help both you and Jay Adams when you're out there in routes, to say nothing of what Sage Surratt has been able to do. Tell me what kind of quarterback McLeod Bethel Thompson is for you.
Man, he's a step above a lot of guys. He's, like you said, that age, it comes in and it plays an important part for him. Dude makes some of the craziest throws I ever seen when we were in practice, man. It's just like, did he just throw that? But it's been amazing. Like, he comes and he works, man. He's very detailed. He probably can go out there and call the whole game by himself. So it's definitely we're lucky to have a guy like that leading us, each week.
It's been remarkable to see how the quarterback play has really elevated across the league in year 2 of the United States Football League. But you are one of the guys that has the privilege of playing in the modern era of the USFL for the last couple of years. What has been the biggest jump in the league from year 1 to year 2 for you?
Man, I was sitting here earlier on the couch and I was thinking, I'm like, man, to me, I think it's more talent this year, to be real. Like, it's every position is deep. It's not like one or two guys. Like, you look in the receiving department and just I look at it each week and I watch the film, and dudes are amazing this year, man. And I don't take nothing away from the guys last year, but this year, I think guys saw what we did last year, and with the USFL giving us another stage, a lot of guys just wanted to be a part of that. I would say, and that talent jump just it's been crazy this year for sure.
Well, I like to say that because you played at Ohio State, you basically been playing professional football for the last decade, right?
Absolutely.
Getting into Ohio State in 2014 as part of that national championship program. So let's take it back to 2014. You step on the campus. What did you think?
Well, first of all, they came off like two losses. Like I think it was Big Ten championship and then in the Orange Bowl. So I can tell you now, it was the hardest winter I ever went through. Man, and I think it was like 6 or 7 of us. We came in early, so like we came into the hardest workouts ever, basically. And it was a challenge for all of us coming in. But
is this
just
Coach
the leadership.
Marotti? Coach Marotti, strength coach?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, making sure so everybody understand.
Absolutely. But like at the same time, we had a bunch of old heads in the group that were true leaders, true big brothers, and they made it just. I wouldn't say they made it easy because it was still awful, but those guys made it easier on us. The transition. What we had Devin, we had Mike, Evan Spencer. Man, he used to pick me up every week, every weekend to go do extra stuff. We had Jalen Marshall, who was my big brother. We had Dontre. Like, it was crazy. And then you got like me, Paris, Terry, and just being able to learn from those older cats. It was amazing because they taught us the ropes. So we were able, once it was our time to leave, we was able to leave. It was much easier for us, I would say, just because, what we were able to see before us.
You are the rare Buckeye that had the benefit of playing not just under Coach Meyer, but just toward the end there, basically playing for Coach Day, right?
Right.
In that the offense evolved, the quarterback play evolved, the wide receiver play evolved. I mean, now you think of Ohio State, you think about aerial combat. That wasn't even true 2015, right? Let alone what they're doing now. So how do you think the view of an Ohio State receiver has changed both at Ohio State, in the sport of college football, and even at the NFL and USFL level?
What's crazy is like we see a big change right now, but we can never forget about, Chris Carter and all those guys way before us, man. It's in the receiver room, we have a wall right behind us, and it's just a bunch of goats, a bunch of greats. So the receiver play really started way before, I would say, this transition. It's just now I think we're just at a place that we get more recognized. When you got guys like Garrett and Chris and Terry and Mike, and the list goes on, they just, it's like a new wave of GOATs coming through, basically, I would say. And I don't know, those guys got the spotlight, and hopefully we keep getting those top recruits, to come through, because who doesn't want to play with Brian Hartline? He's the best in the business, hands down. And like you said, with the transition of play, he was a big part of that success for, me, Paris, and Terry, I would say, for sure. And then, the guys behind us, but just like really started with our group and, just trickled down to the young guys that was coming in behind us that was better than us. I tell you what, from day one, I was scared. If I got hurt my last year, Chris Olave would be starting in my place. So, yeah.
So that's a great point, right? In that Coach Hartline was really great about you all, and that was the reason he was able to go get the Chris Olaves, go get the Garrett Wilsons, because I will never forget Garrett Wilson was down to basically Ohio State, Texas, and he was talking to a Texas recruiting reporter about why he wasn't going there. He said, because I want to be developed. And that was pointing at you. That's pointing at what y'all were becoming at that wide receiver position. But it also, I think that I'm right in saying this. Nobody thought y'all could throw the ball like that until Coach Day started calling plays for Dwayne Haskins.
Yep.
When did you know, oh man, we're going to start slinging it like we're supposed to be slinging it, as opposed to running what I like to call triple option in the backfield?
Right. I would say going into my 4th year when those guys got in, that's when the time I had walked away from football for a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then when I came back into spring ball, just seeing all these new plays and new routes and, concepts and things like that, I knew that we would take off at that point. And then once we got to my 5th year, it was our second year in the offense, so I knew that it would be even more on the rise at that point, and we really took off. Though that, what is that, 2018 year? I think that's what really started up the talking of the receivers that come out of Ohio State for sure.
Quarterback play too. I mean, first
Quarterback
round
play
draft
was
picks.
amazing.
Yeah.
Dwayne Haskins, man, that kid. Oh man, rest in peace to my good friend, man. But he was special, dude. It was like, I think I called it like mom's home cooking, like when he threw the ball to you, because it was like he could make every throw, man. And he was such a special talent. Definitely going too soon, but the kid was special, man. And I wish he got to. I think he was gonna get his foot in the league with the Steelers, man. But going too soon. But special talent, dude. Special talent.
We're all very sad to hear of his passing. Certainly one of the more gifted Ohio State quarterbacks that I've ever seen. And really the guy that I thought proved to everybody else that Ohio State could do this year in and year out. Leave with this. One of the things you said to me after you had 9 catches for 136, remind me who you are playing against. I want to say it was Michigan. Am I right? Yeah. Okay. So 9 catches for 136. You said that was the best game that you had ever played in your career. And as a man who's getting closer to 30 as opposed to further away, how do you feel knowing that it's starting to come in for you? Like you're starting to get those opportunities to really show what you're capable of.
It's crazy, man. It's just, I think it's none short of a blessing, first of all. And for me, it's just being able to be a little bit healthier. Trusting myself, trusting my coaches, the training I put in. Been working on this thing my whole life, man. And I don't know when this thing's going to be over with. So I just wanted to come and give it my all. If this is my last year, if next year or the year after that is my last, I just really wanted to come in and kind of flip a switch for myself and be something special. I think I don't know if Coach had full confidence in me at first when I was coming back because he didn't know. So I feel like I had to come in and prove him wrong, kind of, sort of, I guess, and just prove myself right at the end of the day. But yeah, it's crazy, man. I was telling you that my receiver coach in AZ told me he played his best ball at 28. And I'm like, yeah, all right, whatever. I'll probably go be a good mentor for the guys coming in. But I just put the work in and God's been on my side, man. He's been on my side, dude.
That's all right. That's all right. Well, you are 3 wins away from doing something special. 3 wins. That's it.
Need it.
Okay. All right. Johnnie Dixon, thank you so much for taking time to join us here on the #1 college football show. Good luck this weekend, sir.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me.